96.1 has been the soundtrack of Olympia, connecting neighbors, celebrating community, and filling Southwest Washington with music we love. Hi, I'm Shelly Hart, and from all of us at Warm 106.9, we want to sincerely congratulate the Mixx 96.1 team on an incredible run serving your listeners and your hometown. And as Mixx 96.1 signs off on October 27th, know that Warm 106.9 is here for you with the same great songs you've loved. So reset your dial to Warm 106.9, today's hits and yesterday's favorites.
If you're one of the millions of Americans,
everything to get your holiday started at the Home Depot.
Drop for the great Northwest 96.1. She's just a girl and she's on fire.
Wise men say.
This is Dick Post. It was 1955 when I first walked up the long flight of stairs that leads to what is now the KXXO FM studio in the Rockway Leland building. A different radio station was there then, and I was part of the Olympia High School broadcasting class, which produced a couple of radio programs here. That's when I first experienced the thrill of being on the radio. The excitement never left me. I eventually worked for that radio station and spent over 50 years in their now abandoned studio at the north end of the Port Peninsula. 14 years ago, David Rao and Tony Holm invited me to join the KXXO family, and I was back in the building where I started. Now, 70 years later, it's time to say goodbye. It's been a great ride, so many friends, so many experiences, so much history. Thanks for putting up with me all these years. I'll miss you.
Mixx 96.1.
KXXO.
Mixx 96.1.
KXXO, Olympia, Tacoma, Puyallup, Mixx 96.1.
Streaming live at KXXO.com and on our mobile app, courtesy of the Roof Doctor Chehalis, one of 6 Roof Doctor locations. Hey, good morning. Well, it's not quite morning yet. It's just a few seconds before midnight. Family and close friends have been notified. We're gathering around the patient. There's nothing further that can be done. So we're just going to sit here bedside. We're going to tell some stories. We're going to laugh. We're going to cry. And at midnight, life support will be removed from Mixx 96.1. I got a guy down here crawling between my feet. He's unplugging cables and pulling stuff out as we talk. We got cookies, chips, and dips, and cupcakes, and we got sparkling cider and champagne. We're going to be breaking format. If we drink the champagne, we might be breaking some laws, at least breaking the rules. We got a lot of folks here from the staff that are going to make requests. Probably no requests for the listeners tonight, but we'll start with one that came in to my email right before I got in my car and drove here today. This request came from Claude and Kim, who used to live in Olympia, but they're now in Fountain Hills, Arizona. This was their wedding song. They say, you don't play any Roxy music. Dave, you like Roxy music, right? I do. All right, let's play some Roxy music. Kick this off. More Than This on KXXO. KXXO, Mixx 96.1. It's Roxy Music. It's our final hour, and there's lots of folks here, close family members celebrating. I think I am seeing, if I'm counting correctly, 7 people that have been here all 35 years. I believe we have 7 in attendance tonight that have been here all 35 years. One of them is Jennifer Mathis. Jennifer, before, I know you have some things that you've kind of prepared, but a couple days ago you put a photo on Facebook, and it was you and a little baby in your arms. You were standing right where I'm standing. In fact, it looks the exact same. It hasn't changed.
Yep.
Who was that baby?
That was my second born. I had both of them here with me at work. Dave and Tony were nice enough to let me bring them to work so that I could work and be part of their lives when they were little.
So that second baby that you put on Facebook earlier, how old is that baby now?
He's 25.
He's 25.
My firstborn's 31.
Well, he looked like he was sleeping comfortably in your arms while you were working.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful picture. Jennifer, you were hired just like in the first month or so of the station, maybe?
March, middle of March.
Okay, so you were maybe 2 months in. We're going to count that as being here from the beginning. What jobs have you held at the station all through those years?
God.
Okay, what haven't you held?
Weekend, I've done weekend part-time. I've done subs. I've done 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. I've done 7 to midnight. I've done the midday show. I did an hour and a half of the morning show one time when the morning gal wouldn't wake up.
Once.
I put my cassette tape in, too. I was determined I was going to get that on.
You did some front desk stuff, too, right?
Oh, yeah, I did front desk stuff, too,
All right.
along with pre-recording stuff.
What did you have there that you wanted to get across tonight?
Oh, dear. Do I have to do that with all of you guys in here?
Well, I don't think they're going to leave. It's your chance. If you can't.
Oh. No, just the, how do you say goodbye to both the radio station you've worked at for 35 and a half years, from radio in general, and from all of these people that are family? You know, you guys have been there through deployments and cancers and babies and all that stuff. So, you know, like I was telling my kid, we lose a job, we lose a career, we lose friends from the station, we lose family from the station. So pretty much everything.
We'll still be friends. We'll still be family.
Yeah.
I don't want to cut you off.
It's okay.
Do you have more?
No, not really.
So this song we're going to play, tell us why it's significant for you.
This was the first song I ever played at a commercial radio station. So I kind of thought maybe it should be my last, because I'm not going to try and continue on at another station after this.
All right. KXXO, Mixx 96.1. That's Jennifer Mathis. This is Mr. Mister. Well, I told John to stick around, and he just left the room, didn't he? Funny how that works. Mr. Mister at KXXO, Mixx 96.1, the first song that Jennifer Mathis played on the air. 35 years later, she's sitting right across from me. Well, I was going to play a song that our program director of 35 years, John Foster, requested, but then he ran out of the room like his hair was on fire, and there's not much. So we'll get him back. We'll get John back. KXXO, Mixx 96.1. It's our final hour of broadcasting after 35 years and, 9 or 10 months. It wraps up at midnight tonight. John Foster is here. John was the initial program director, hired even before the station signed on, and he kept that title until last year, and he stayed through the final year, kind of helping me in the transition. I wrote John a card, and in that card, the first thing I said was, thank you for trusting me with your radio station. And that's exactly how I felt, and I'm honored to be one of two program directors, although the one that served, not even a tenth of the time that you did, John. Well, I'll miss you, but I hope to see you outside of the station. So, before I start crying, John.
Yes, Dave. I'm just looking at a picture here from when the first day we went on officially January 16th, 1990. And my wife is in it, and she's extremely pregnant. We're just about to have our first child, Kajat. And some other good friends are in it as well, including this famous silent film composer who I won't even talk about right now. But one thing I want to say is the next song we're going to play is a song that is my wife and I, it's our song. And it goes for the whole group as well. And she was here from the start. She worked for the station for a little bit. Then we had the baby, and, things went the way they went. But next song is by Al Green. It's very special to me and to us and the KXXO family. And it's Al Green with Let's Stay Together.
KXXO, Mixx 96.1. It's Al Green, Let's Stay Together, the song that John Foster picked to play here in our final hour. There's a couple people that have been here so many years, and we never talk about them on the air. They're integral to our operations here, and we just don't talk about them. And one of the guys is Tim Vick, who has been our engineer from the get-go. And Tim was planning on being here tonight, but he got called in a little early, didn't he?
Yeah, we had a little surprise this afternoon that showed that, once again, the time it takes for me to drive down here is usually the time it takes for some of our problems to just disappear on their own.
It resolved. And that wasn't, like most things that go wrong around here, not in Tim's peer view. It's not his fault. It was a different vendor that was outside of what Tim does. So this station is on the air like 99.99% of the time, and this is the guy that makes it happen, and he's just a pleasure to be around. Is there any stories, thoughts, or anything from the 35 years? I'm putting you on the spot, but you never get the chance to talk, and we never spotlight you.
Oh, I've got tons of excellent memories of both enjoyable snowshoe trips up to Rooster Rock and what we referred to as death marches to Rooster Rock when it was off the air, and we're desperately trying to get up there before morning drive to get the station back on the air, and it was, of course, winter and snowy and all that other good stuff.
Are those your snowshoes that are in the hallway?
Those aren't mine. I've got my own snowshoes at home. Those were what we referred to as the guest snowshoes for whoever I needed to recruit to go with me.
And Rooster Rock was our previous transmitter site in Lewis County.
Yeah, and Capitol Peak actually does, in my opinion, it doesn't cover as many square miles as Rooster Rock did, but it covers I-5 and the ocean.
KXXO, Mixx 96.1. It is our final hour on the air, final minutes of Mixx 96.1. And it's Lori and Ty, our morning team. How long has it been since either of you have been up this late?
I have never seen this side of 11 o'clock on the clock for years.
Very weird. Very weird.
You guys on Friday, I thought you went out with one of the finest mornings of radio that I have heard in my life. That was just stellar. A great way to sign off the Good Morning Mix.
Well, it is all because of our listeners, because I was telling you and John on Thursday before we did it, it's like, I have no idea what we're going to do on Friday. When we came in on Friday, I told Lori, I said, what are we going to do? She said, I don't know. And it was just the great comments and energy from the listeners and the dedication to this radio station that is just incredible. And Dave and Tony, you deserve the applause of the community because you guys created something that, well, it doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately, in radio, not only here in Olympia, but pretty much all over the country.
And it's been really years. We have continued on after this type of radio became extinct for many years.
Oh, yeah. I got completely out of the business back in the late 90s. I was figuring it out because it just became corporate and it wasn't fun anymore. And that's the whole thing about radio, and that's what makes radio so energizing, is that people that work in it, they have fun with it, and it just wasn't fun anymore. Did a lot of things, and 20 years later came back to Olympia, and I needed to find to find a job. And when you pretty much only talked on the radio, it's like somebody said, well, you ought to check out this KXXO thing. And wow, 10 years later, here we are, and I'm just glad to have been a part of the third of it. But man, it was a great ride. And then this lady here, she came in about 3 years ago, Lori Tracy. And if you listen to the Good Morning Mix, you've heard us talk a lot about Lori's cooking. And sometimes it's good, and sometimes
it's horrendous.
She came. We're having a little snack.
Potluck, yeah.
Potluck tonight. So Lori brings down these shrimp Well, it turns out that they're completely frozen.
You know,
So
it's
we're
one
going to
last
be off the
chance.
air before we can enjoy the shrimps.
I have to go out sort of the way I came in, just
But that's what I love about
chaotic
you.
and weird.
And radio, there's so many different personalities that make up radio, but you can always tell the people that really can make it in this business. And I'm just so sorry that there isn't a lot more opportunities for this lady, because she definitely has it.
Well, I think she probably has the brightest future in radio of us all.
Yeah.
It may.
There you go.
Stop,
That'll make you feel good.
I'm just going to crawl under the table now.
Do you guys have anything to add before I play your song?
No, other than,
Thank you
Olympia,
for listening.
thank you, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've loved working with you guys and being a part of what you produce and the magic you make every morning. And I'll miss that, and I won't be alone. That's for sure. People will miss the Good Morning.
Well,
Mix.
you know what I'm going to miss, and a lot of people don't know. Here for the last year or so, we've been doing some very creative Tribon promos, and Dave Cowan is the one that writes them. We just get to play the characters in them. But your sense of humor, it's wicked.
You're an
I love
integral
it.
part of the morning show. You absolutely were.
Well, thank you. I couldn't write for less talented people. It would be beneath me. All right, Ty dropped this one off for us. It's the time of your life. It's Green Day on our final day at KXXO. Well, at least Friends lived on in syndication. I'm not sure we will. KXXO Mixx 96.1 in our final hour. And a little while ago, I had Tim Vick on, our engineer, and I mentioned that there's a couple people that have been here the whole time, and we never talk about them. And the other guy is our sales manager, Brian Butler, who was hired before the station went on the air. Now, the urban legend is that you drove down from Michigan and you checked it out, and you had a face-to-face interview with Tony and Dave, and you sat down across from them and you said, "You guys need me."
I would say that's a pretty true story.
And it's a very true claim, too.
Well, and when I left that interview, I said, David, Tony, if you offer me this job, I'm going to take it. And it's been 36 years, 10 days since that happened.
Wow.
Since I walked in the door, I guess. And wow, how grateful am I for the opportunity for Dave and Tony to make me part of this incredible community. And that's really what this radio station has been all about, is community and friends, listeners, advertisers. It's just been a great, fulfilling ride.
I think there are other account executives in town who are breathing a huge sigh of relief, knowing that you are not going to be on the street tomorrow.
Yes, after 47 years in radio, I think it's probably time for me to hang up my pencil.
What are you going to do? You going to go to Oregon? You going to hike?
I'm going to enjoy time with my beautiful wife, traveling, and just being part of every day. And that's kind of what the song that I've requested to play. A lot of people think of it as a lament, but I look at it as it helps me to focus on what's really important, and that's being here today and now. And so I'm going to turn over this big, amazing electronic talking stick to Joni Mitchell.
All right, Big Yellow Taxi. Thank you, Brian Butler. What Brian had to say about that song, because in the lyrics it's don't it always go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. But Brian saw it as a very positive song, that Joni Mitchell song, and I know our listeners know, because we've heard it from you for the past weeks. You do know what we're losing here, and you've let us know how much you appreciate it, and we love you for letting us know. And you've let us know in the most personal and detailed ways about what this station has meant for you and how it has dovetailed with your life and your kids' lives and the events and the emails that you've written to us. You have mentioned we've probably had every year since 1990 mentioned, and whether it was a trip you took or something your kids did that you remember, or an interaction that you had with one of us, or the time the freeway hero fixed your flat tire, I know that you did know what you got before it went away and what you had, and that you appreciated us, and we thank you for definitely letting us know that over the past few weeks. I lied. There's a third person that's been here from day one that we don't talk about as much. It's an integral part of this radio station. This woman has had a weekday job with the state for years, now retired, and then has worked with us on the weekends, and that would be Mary Harrison. Hi, Mary.
Hi everybody.
Explain what you explain your weekday job that you had for years, and then explain what you did here on the weekends.
I worked for the state as a landscaper and made the state look sparkly on East Campus. And as working for the state, it wasn't enough money because I had a family to take care of. So Tony and Dave asked if I would like to work here a long time ago. And it was a family affair, and it was myself, Linda, Jamie, Justin, and as time went on, then it was just me. And so I've done all the events here. I've kept this place sparkly. I'm one of the folks that are behind the scenes all the time, keeping this place looking clean.
Well, we try to, leave enough work for you to do on the weekend with our messy selves.
Yes, you
do. It was about a year ago at 5 in the morning, and Lori spilled a bunch of sugar on the floor, and we grabbed your 100-pound upright vacuum cleaner, and it was comical for the life of the two of us. Neither one could figure out how to turn that thing on. The on button is camouflaged, and I was like Googling things. I was trying to find the PDF of the instructions for this particular model. This is the stupidity that happens at 5 in the morning. But, but how do you even carry that thing around?
Easy. There's a little handle that you just pick up and carry it around.
You're way tougher. Look at my soft hands, Mary. I've never done a day of work in my life. You're way tougher than I am.
I just want to say thank you to Tony and Dave and everybody that I've worked with. It's been great working. It's been a good ride. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, Mary, and it's nice seeing you here when I pop in on a Saturday. Mary Harrison, who has been another original employee of Mixx 96.1. KXXO, Mixx 96.1, you're asking yourself, did I stay up for this? Well, yeah, you did. You stayed up to say goodbye to Mixx 96, signing off the air at midnight tonight. If we go a few minutes over, I don't think anybody's going to drag us out and kick us out. We're chatting with some of the people that have been here for since the beginning, and we're chatting now with some of the part-time people that you hear on the air who've only been here for the past few years, but have certainly made my life a lot easier as a guy that has to schedule when the part-timers come, because both of these people we're talking to are like, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. I can work that shift. Let's start with Ruby Brown, who just said, Ruby, you've worked at a lot of radio stations, and in your little farewell announcement, you said this was maybe the most fun you've had.
It is. It has been. I think part of it is you and just the environment of the management and the staff here, and it's just been. I don't know. I can't really put a tag on it at this hour because my brain's a little fuzzy, but. It's been a wonderful experience this last few years. I will say that John Foster, he doesn't really remember it, but he offered me a job back in 1999 when I graduated from Evergreen.
Oh, wow.
So I could have been here 26 years with y'all, but the Mountain offered me a job on the same day, and Ruby had to go be a bigwig and go up to the big station. But it took me a while to come back down here and ask him for a job again, but I'm glad I did.
Well, we're glad you're here. You have kept us in drinks and snacks and smoothies for the last 2 years, and in smiles too. We've never run out of smiles with Ruby around. Seth Tryberry is here too. Seth is one of these guys who drives down from Tacoma just to work a few hours at KXXO, and thank you, Seth. I appreciate it.
Hey, it's, like Ruby said, this is the most fun you can have while getting paid. This is a great environment to work in. I've had a blast every time I've been down here. And thank you to everyone at the station legitimately for giving me this opportunity. I appreciate it.
Well, you're very welcome, and the thing I like about you is your sense of humor is just as twisted and dry, and sometimes like mine misses as well. But I appreciate the effort. Most of the time, you're spot on, though. At least it rings my bells. I like your sense of humor, Seth, and I'll miss it.
Oh, thank you.
Ruby, you picked a song.
I did.
Why did you pick this song?
It takes me back to my early days at the mountain, but also got to hang out with these gals occasionally when they did shows up at the pier and stuff, and I really like them as people, but also kind of, it's the mood right now. We're all going to be closer to fine in the end.
Oh, it's 10 minutes to midnight. I'm starting to feel like Cinderella, running really fast back from the ball, trying to get home before midnight. It's our final few minutes at KXXO, Mixx 96.1, after 35 plus years. And our owners, Dave and Tony, we've come to their portion of this evening. The people who fought a decade-long battle to win the license to this station and then put it on 35 and a half for more years ago, and who've been locally owned and operated radio ever since. Thank you so much, Dave and Tony.
Hey, thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting this little thing together. It's been a lot of fun.
This has been very nice. And,
well, one of the things I've missed in my 4 years here is after I'd been here just a few months, it was kind of the time where you guys stopped coming to the station on a daily basis. I feel cheated, and it's sure been nice to see you guys a little more often.
we felt a little that way as well, because it was essentially we suffered injuries at a bad time, and the station.
I used to say I was going to climb the stairs till I was 80. Now I have to have someone help me climb the stairs.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, it was inspiring to see you get up those stairs this week. It warmed my heart, and it inspired me greatly.
It was great to see that, yeah.
So I have one story to tell about the last time we popped champagne in this room was when we were in the air in January 16, 1990. And I was all dressed up with stockings and heels. You see, we were just passing around pictures for our first day. See, everyone's in suits and dresses, and we all looked really nice. And I got back. We did our ceremonial on the air, and I was sitting at my desk. I had kicked the shoes off, and I was sitting with my feet up on the desk with a glass of champagne, something I've never done again here. Because Jessica, our morning announcer, she comes in, she goes, "Tony, I have to tell you, there's an FCC inspector in the studio." I thought, good one. Yeah, haha. I didn't believe her for a minute. I've been in radio since I was 16-year-old. Never ever saw an FCC inspector. I never even knew anybody who'd seen an FCC inspector in person. But apparently they were attracted by the nature sounds we had been playing, which we're going to be doing after midnight tonight until the station changes over.
You know, I started in radio in 1981, and only once have I seen an FCC inspector in the building. So to have him show up on day one while you were enjoying some champagne was ironic.
It was surreal.
It was unreal. Not only that, they wanted to make sure we had good control of this transmitter. And she said, "I want you to show me you can turn it off." And I was like, no. I said, "We spent 11 years getting this radio station on the air. I'm not turning it off. If you order me, I will." But I said, "You have to give me a direct order from the FCC that I have to turn it off."
I think they just wanted to know that you knew how to do it.
I described the steps to her, but I said I wasn't going to do it.
And that was good enough. I don't want to rush you guys off by any means. If there's anything else you would like to add, I know Dick had a chance to interview you, and that aired yesterday. We're going to introduce the song that you guys picked out.
For me, it's the people. It's the people that are in this room. It's the people who I got to see every day.
Absolutely.
And our listeners and the people who listen to us all this time and supported us.
It's what we'll miss, too.
And help with all our fundraisers and stuff. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, Tony. Thanks.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to play the song that Tony picked out. If you'd like to try to introduce it and why you chose it, you can, or I can just push the button.
It just seems relevant to now and ever. It seems like our world situation is like this all the time.
All right, Tony. Thank you so much. Tony and Dave, our owners. I've worked for a lot of people, and if this is my last radio job, I'm going to go out a happy man. Mostly because of you guys.
Dave.
Thanks
Thank
a lot.
you, Dave.
KXXO KXXO, Mixx 96.1, Buffalo, Springfield. We tricked you there, huh? Thought we went away. No, but yeah, apparently somebody is kind of giving us the hook there, and it's time to stop. No one's messing with us. It's just a weird coincidence and a little bit of dead air in our final hour. So we're playing all the greatest hits in the final hour. And we've come to the final song of the final hour. I was going to do, and I didn't do my show prep. I was going to calculate how many hours it's been since, 7 a.m. on January 16th, 1991. A lot of hours, probably tens, if not hundreds of thousands of hours. And I've sure enjoyed this last one, and I've enjoyed spending it with all these people that you've heard speak on the mic through this time. Many of you know that the very first song played on this radio station was Long and Winding Road from the Beatles, kind of an allegory of how long it took to get the radio license actually granted for this station. A full decade of fighting the Byzantine FCC and all their rules and regulations and how that happened. It was a long and winding road just to get the opportunity to sign this station on. Then it had to be built, and then the staff had to be hired. And what a great job of hiring a staff when so many of those original hires are still here 35 years later. We're going to play The Long and Winding Road by the Beatles as our final song. But we're not going to play the version that we played in 1990 because since then it's come out that Paul McCartney hates that version. He hates it. You think Yoko broke up the Beatles? No. When Paul McCartney heard this song and the strings added to it, he went nuclear. So we are going to play the naked version of The Long and Winding Road by the Beatles for our final song. And I'll tell you one thing, I am not going to be the last voice heard on this radio station. So everybody, let's thank our listeners. Let's thank everybody else. Let's say goodbye. Let's yell. Let's scream. Let's drink a toast to KXXO. I want to hear everybody on the way out.
KXXO Olympia.